Ladies and gentlemen, I have the pleasure to invite you to another round of the Truth Train. This is a podcast where we delve into the sanity and insanity to then find the truth, because it's in between.
Hey, we solve people's problems.
I should also mention on the top of this broadcast that Dex Carrington, which is sitting on my opposite side, he is suffering from something we call a voice hernia.
Sexy voice syndrome.
Sexy voice syndrome. That's what it's called.
That's what it's called now.
Yeah. So you have a voice situation, but you wanted to power through because you didn't want to miss another week of a Truth Train, basically.
Hey,
you're loyal to your fans.
I live for the truth.
Yes.
In a train format.
Of course. You live in one of the wagons.
Yeah, but just truth? No, thank you. All right.
So obviously the truth has impacted your voice. That's basically what's happened.
And not only that, but look, someone comes up to you and they say, listen, I know the truth. Your first question should be, really? How was it transported here?
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
And if they say, by boat, it's like, yeah, sure. There's a lot of fucking truth on a boat.
Exactly.
But this is the Truth Train, and this is where you get the good stuff.
How is it actually? Like, can you just bring us through how does actually truth affect a voice?
It's such a great question. But what happens is, like, if you're speaking... Like, if you're speaking woke nonsense kind of thing.
Okay.
Feelings are important, and, like, I need a safe space, and, like, I'm depressed after my breakup, or whatever the hell you're talking about. Nobody really cares about that stuff. It doesn't strain your voice.
No.
But when you start telling the truth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's where...
Like, a woman wants a man who is given meat on the street, okay? You start spitting facts like that, and God comes through your whole being and put so much power into your voice that it gets strained.
Yeah, so is it a divine intervention?
I can basically just say, like, anyone who sounds like this, they've been talking a lot of truth lately.
Exactly. Well, okay, so if you meet somebody who's hoarse,
they know what's going on.
They know what's going on. You should follow them. Don't you think Jesus had a hoarse voice?
Ask them right away, can I subscribe to your newsletter?
Exactly.
Right?
Well, I'm glad we cleared that up.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
So, this is like basic stuff.
But people who would talk through a voice box, are they the ultimate truth tellers?
You would think so. It's kind of like a narcissist. They fake competence, right? So they have sort of like an overt confidence.
Right.
And some people are fooled by that. Same with like a chain smoker who's got a voice box. Like, ooh, he's hoarse. He must have been places.
Yeah, he knows what's going on, but he actually doesn't.
He doesn't.
Because he needs the box.
He's a fraud.
Okay, there you go.
Truth fraud.
So I had a trip this weekend.
Yes.
And I talked to a friend of mine, and she told me about a couple that she knows who was watching this podcast of ours on YouTube when it comes out.
Right.
They sit down either after a dinner or this is their entertainment, watching us.
During the dinner.
During or after, whatever. This is one of their TV shows that they follow.
Nice.
Okay?
Well, hey, they're not alone.
Basically, so they're watching a TV. It's our TV show on YouTube, basically, they're watching.
Yes.
Which just shows you how many insane people there are following this podcast. These people are obviously
deranged
human beings and should be locked up. They should be captured by ICE, Trump's ICE people.
That's right.
And deported to El Salvador, even though they're not from there and live in a completely different country.
Yes, they should be put in a prison cell with MS-13 gang members.
Yes.
Yes.
And then try to fight themselves out of the jail, the complex, whatever it is.
But let me ask you this, what specifically is so wrong with sitting down and eating dinner with a loved one and turning on the YouTube version of this podcast? I mean, I know what it is, but what do you think?
Yes, of course, you know, and you're not at all just throwing it at me.
No.
For me to answer.
No. I mean, I have my ideas, but you first.
Yes, of course. Well, what's wrong with it is that the problem starts with the flat screen.
Right.
Okay? The truth comes in too hot, I think. That's the problem.
Like a
first.
volcano.
Like a volcano. If you stand too close to a volcano, you burn yourself. Okay? We all know that.
We know.
We all know that.
Children know that. Yeah.
So they watch it on if you watch it on your phone or on a computer screen, I get it.
Yeah.
But when you become greedy
Right.
with a 4K screen,
70 inches.
70 inches,
Yeah.
and you put us on YouTube and
Right.
you watch an entire show,
Right.
that does something to you. And I don't think the brain has the capacity
Right.
to like take in all the information.
Right.
And most of all, the truth.
It's like that asteroid storm that killed the dinosaurs.
Yes.
And they are the dinosaurs. Because I would say that I would just assume that anyone who watched us on a screen, they already live in a bunker with guns ready, with guns drawn.
Yes.
Ready for the enemy.
And guns drawn watching our YouTube channel.
Yeah, but like ready for the enemy to come steal their beans, you know?
Right.
It's just strange that these people are in an apartment, because if you're really listening to what we're saying, you know you're not safe in an apartment.
No, I think they live in a house actually.
Really?
Yeah, which then guarantees a big screen.
I thought you were going to say which guarantees like people attacking from more angles.
Of course, they're more vulnerable. Of course. If you live in an apartment, you can actually hide.
No, but you literally, like, all you need to focus on is one door in an apartment.
That's true.
But a house, they can come from all angles.
Exactly.
There's
right.
windows. I mean, it's a whole thing.
That's why it's important if you have people after you, you should live in an apartment, because if there's only one way in,
Yeah.
you can control that. Remember the movie Leon?
Yes.
Yes, one of the great ones, Leon. So in the end of the movie, they send all the SWAT teams and all the people to get in, like to grab him. He's hiding in his apartment. The military, the people, SWAT team, bomb squad, everyone, and they try to like get in through the door, but he has booby traps and stuff goes on,
Right.
and they can't grab him. Right, he outsmarts them because he has one door. Right. But as they have a one door into an apartment, if you watch us on a big screen, that's a one door into the truth.
That's it.
And that's the problem. The door is too big. And that's where the problem starts.
Right.
What's your take on it?
Like, I mean, you're really into some great stuff here, but I would just assume that if I'm walking down any given street in a residential urban neighborhood, and somebody says, "Hey, there are two people in a house here watching your YouTube version of your podcast for dinner," then I would say, "Oh, really? Where's the house with all the barbed wire?"
Exactly.
Right? And the landmines, and the stay out sign. You know, like just it should have a certain look to it, like sort of like a Bond villain house.
But before we start the podcast today, just let me ask you something.
We haven't started.
No, we haven't started.
This is the preamble.
This is the preamble.
Yeah.
You're obviously going to live in a house one day.
Obviously.
You're going to move out of off this tanker
Hey.
in the middle of international waters.
That's right. That's right.
And you're going to live in a house somewhere.
Where there are actual laws, because it'll be a nation state.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to have a woman there, and you're going to have chickens and grow your own food or something.
2 dogs, 15 children.
Exactly.
Right. And like waffle irons going 24/7.
All day long.
24/7.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But how would you, obviously you're going to have some security around your perimeter.
Yeah.
So how would you do that? Like, what would you recommend? Like, what are you going to do with your property? Like, how are you going to protect it from intruders and stuff?
First of all, I would say that I have faith in God, and so God will do a lot of the protecting.
Okay, but set aside him for a moment.
Right.
Obviously, he's the the main.
Well, I mean, look, it's just a given that by the time I have that house
Mm.
and this whole extended family, and there's 3 generations of people, and rural countryside farmhouse landscapes, running around eating waffles,
Yeah.
I will have gained a lot of followers, right? Because of my my worldview, and people will come to me and say, "Hello, may I please be a part of your sect?" And I'll say, "I'm sorry, there is no sect, right? I'm just a normal guy living in the country with a safe full of gold and a bunch of guns and beans."
But of course, like a true leader is the one who denies his divinity.
Right, which is exactly what they will say. So now the fact that you don't have a sect means you're the sect leader, etc.
100%.
Then I say, listen, you guys can serve, right, the leader by guarding the perimeter. And then all these college students, mostly from Berkeley, will come over and sort of dig trenches around this Waffle House.
Okay, so a trench around, like in the old days, like you have like a wooden bridge that comes down.
Not like a moat. No, it's a bigger perimeter. So it's like a kilometer out.
Is there water in that
Well,
trench?
I mean, it's a lot of people who want to join this sect, right?
But is there water in the trench?
No. I mean, sure, there'll be we can put a moat there too. I'm open for that, but mostly there's about 600 college students who are really trigger happy and conservative and really angry about Charlie Kirk's death. And they're now guarding me, thinking I'm the new Charlie Kirk.
Right.
And they're all eating waffles all day long.
Okay, well,
Because the irons are going.
well, I think that's a wonderful idea. I think your wife will never leave you.
I mean, it's a foolproof
I
plan.
mean, who would say no to that package?
It's a foolproof plan. Oh my God, it's a foolproof plan.
All right.
So, the great things are happening. How about you? I mean, how are you? I mean, where are you going to live? I can see you. Because what's interesting is you and I are roughly the same age, right? And in 15 years, I have this house with like 3 generations already. I did that in 15 years. And it's rural and it's green and there's butterflies and goats and sheep and it's picturesque and everything's like beautiful out there. Kind of like the Hills Are Alive with the Sound of Music. What's that movie called?
Sound of Music?
Great. It's just like that. That's my life. But you, in 50 years, you're living on the same planet, the same year, but you're for some reason living in some sort of Blade Runner future.
Yes.
And you're like in a basement polishing a laser gun and like sort of dealing with, like doing a drug deal with an alien. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Do you also see yourself in that future?
I see myself in a dystopian future invaded by aliens and we kind of coexist with them.
Yeah.
But now we have superpowers and we need laser guns to survive.
Of course.
So yes,
Of course. This is like,
I approve that.
yeah. So I don't think you need protection. I see you as sort of like a gun, like Lord of War. What's
Yeah, like Nicolas Cage,
Yeah.
Lord of War, but he was selling weapons.
Yeah, but that's what you're doing in 15 years.
Yeah, I'm going to be an arms smuggler.
Yeah,
guy.
freelance, not for Halliburton.
Right, yeah, my own business.
Right. So you don't need the protection is what I'm saying. That's all I'm getting at.
Right.
So I need to be more charismatic to draw in those sect people and turn them into soldiers guarding my Waffle House.
I mean, being an arms, I mean, I remember watching that movie, Lord of War. I was thinking like, I mean, obviously it's not a great thing to sell weapons to people to then use those weapons to kill themselves.
However,
But having said that,
yeah.
it kind of looked a little bit cool.
Oh, it looked so cool.
You know, he was traveling around and he was important. He got arrested and then they set him free because he was too important for foreign policy and all that stuff. And it's kind of based on a semi-true story.
Yeah.
You know, this is like that. Those people have existed.
Yeah.
In the real world. But anyway, so well, I'm glad to hear the chickens and the watery trenches. Yes.
If you know all those people who never accused me of having a dream. Look at me now.
But who would this woman be then? Like, how would that fit into this situation of yours? Like, do you meet any women, or how does that work? Do they call you? Are they interested in your product?
I mean, obviously, this would be a woman who also appreciates the countryside, chickens, you know, rural landscapes, the sound of music, lots of children, and dogs and goats and cats and cows and continuous waffle production 24/7.
Right.
No one even has a job because there's too many waffles to make.
Right.
Right? So I'm seeing a woman right now.
You're seeing a woman.
Yes, and she's relatively interested. She's showing interest.
She's showing interest for you.
No. I don't think me. I think
No,
more
she
the,
just
more the
shows
Waffle.
interest.
No, just in general
Yeah.
for things. No, but she's showing interest in the Waffle House,
Right.
right?
Right.
And this is huge because that's the dream, you know?
I mean, if you can meet a woman who's like, well, yes, I would spend my rest of my life with you because of waffles.
Well, I'm just saying, like, to say she likes me, that'd be a bit too ambitious.
Yeah.
But I was wondering if I could actually ask you a few questions about, look, here's the deal. Here's the deal. I hate everyone.
You do.
I know this is brand new information.
I was sure you
This is-
was fond of a lot of people.
This is brand new information, I know.
Okay.
And I've never shown this side of myself. But listen, if you meet someone you do like and you want them in your life, right?
Right.
Then you know a lot about this because you know people, you have friends.
I have seen some.
You have been out in the world drinking cocktails and martinis with people who own hotels.
Yes.
You know a guy who threw away an entire table filled with catering.
Yes.
I mean, you've been out there.
Yeah. I mean, not great people,
Right.
but people.
But you've lived.
Yes.
So here are the questions I have, right? Now listen, nothing wrong with being homosexual. But that's off the table here. What we're talking about now is if you're a straight man, okay? And not like a 2025 straight man with all this toxic masculinity nonsense. And for some reason, people have 1970s Bjorn Borg fucking porn mustaches and look all estrogenic and feminine. You know what I mean? It's just like, ooh, I'm having a coffee latte with cream and an estrogen injection, right? And I'm not talking about people who are like, you know, transitioning.
Is that an actual coffee order? Can you get that now?
It's a Starbucks special. It's called the college student.
Okay, gotcha.
But anyway, so look, I'm talking about Casablanca. What's the name of that man in Casablanca?
Not
Not James Dean.
No. The guy.
Okay, but take Dean Martin.
Yeah.
Okay, Dean Martin.
Humphrey Bogart.
Okay, Humphrey Bogart, Dean Martin,
Like suave people.
New York. Come on.
Sinatra.
Yes, it's Sinatra. So James Bond, right? I'm talking about real men, right? Not these soybean wannabe toxic masculinity university men who are all just like bleh, falling apart, you know?
Right.
So when you're being a real man, right? Which is what chicken women want.
Chicken woman wants that. They want to.
Chicken women want a chain-smoking alcoholic man who ruins Christmas.
Right.
So I just needed to ask you a few questions like what's acceptable when you're being a man? Because you want to be like you want to show interest, but at the same time you can't be all. I mean, you can't be like a pink unicorn guy at a Halloween party saying like,
Well, that's the place where you actually could be one. I mean, that's the actual one place that is kind of accepted.
look, I'm just saying
Yeah.
you can't be all fruity pebbles with this thing.
Okay.
So here's my first question.
It takes a while before you get to these questions. There's a long premise, but okay, maybe it needs one.
We have now created a foundation
Yeah.
on which to build a house, a very masculine house,
Right.
to counter the new coffee orders that'll destroy people's
Yeah.
lives
Real man coffee orders.
with all the estrogen.
Yeah.
The first one is, can a man send a heart emoji? I'm glad you're silent because now I know I'm onto something good. It's very complex territory.
Can he send a heart emoji?
Yes, right.
Well, of course you can. I mean, obviously you can do it,
Yeah.
and it's totally allowed, and you're allowed to be and feel and do whatever you want, and you're a free human being, and I'm for freedom. But obviously you're gay.
Obviously.
I mean, if maybe you're not, you're obviously closeted.
Right.
Okay, let's just leave it at that. Okay,
Right.
You're a closeted, proud gay man.
The heart is your subconscious screaming to be outed.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. Real men, they don't send anything.
Okay, now what if a woman says, but I want you to send a heart? Is she A, lying, B, delusional, Or C, very confused?
Well, I think it's much worse than all of those.
Okay.
It's more in denial.
In denial about the fact that she wants a gay man or the fact that she doesn't know what she wants?
No, she wants to be with a girl. She's a
Closet lesbian.
No, she's a lesbian. She should be running around on a tractor somewhere,
Right.
with big boys' clothes.
Wow. Okay, so let's just get a little bit deeper here because I'm actually learning things here because how many emojis can you send as a man without it like physically lowering your testosterone?
Oh, very few. Very few.
So like one every 800 messages?
I think no, it's not about like per message. It's about more like a time stamp thing. But let's say you write 800 messages a day, and then you're allowed to put in an emoji every day. No, doesn't work that way.
Oh wow.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
No, we're talking every 4 years. Every 4 years, because every couple, I'll look the other way. You can do two every 2 years. Okay, I'll grant you.
Okay.
2 years, but if your relationship is in trouble and there's no way out, and you want to make her feel better, you can send one heart emoji, because that heart emoji will have such a big impact because you never use them.
Wow.
So that's now the card that you play. She now sees that, wow, he never does that.
Wow.
But if you do it every 800 messages, that's what we call heart inflation.
Right. So
That's what we call it down at the butcher shop.
that's right.
Yes.
That's right. So basically, like when you're writing messages, you want to show zero emotion,
No emotion.
and women want zero emotion.
They want emotion. But you're showing zero emotions, which then makes you like more manly.
So, are you showing zero emotion because you want the little emotion you show to have more value?
Exactly.
But what about the emotionless weeks and months? Aren't they thinking like,
Just
well,
part of the...
he's a monster.
He's a monster. And then you show a little... It's like this. Have you seen the Beauty and the Beast?
Yes.
Obviously, he's a beast.
And they want a beast.
No, yes, but no. Listen, sit down comfortably because
Okay.
this is going to take a while.
Okay.
Women, they meet a beast. Oh my God. And he snarls at them and he claws and he ruins the kitchen and he's just, as you said, he's a guy who ruins Christmas. Right?
Yeah.
And which is manly.
Right.
And I think listen, this is important.
It is.
And so when she's then like approaching this great beast,
Uh-huh.
and then muster up the like muster up the lack of fear, if that's an expression, but you kind of like
The courage.
Yeah, you muster up the courage to go over to this great beast. And then you're like, oh, hold on, big fella.
Yeah, right.
And he like snarls and he's in chains and stuff, right?
He's trying to break
Yeah,
out of the
because
chains.
like he's a beast.
Yeah.
Right? He's trapped in this beast.
Yeah.
Of a body of his, right?
Are they looking at him thinking, I can save him?
I can save him now.
Wow.
I can change this beast.
Right.
At least giving it the chance to change it. And then he kind of like, and then she comes over to him and touches him and he's like, ah. And then she touches him again a little bit. And then he kind of like, okay, it's not dangerous. She's not dangerous. And then he kind of calms down.
Right.
And then he opens up about, listen, I'm actually a prince, but some witch gave me this body. I'm a beast. And everybody looks at me and thinks I'm ugly. I'm like, no, I don't think you're ugly.
So
I think you're wonderful. And that's where, when he then shows, like, when he stops snarling, then like, yes, there is a person in there. And that's how you keep the love going.
Okay. I like, hey, I think this is science.
Because if she now changes this great beast, imagine the self-esteem and like the, just like, you know, the, what do you call it? The power of
feeling of mastery.
Yes, feeling of mastery.
So wait a minute. You're telling me that all women want to meet a guy they can change? What if you're already a nice guy?
Yeah, it's boring.
So you have to become a terrible guy.
Yeah, if you're a great guy, you should act like a terrible guy and make them feel that they make you better.
So you slowly become yourself and make it think it was their doing.
Yes.
Wow. And who taught you this?
I read it on a public toilet somewhere.
And okay, but look, what about like, are you allowed to be enthusiastic?
Not much.
But what if you actually love doing stuff? People like people who are very interested in a thing.
Sure.
Okay, so I like cooking. Are you saying I shouldn't be enthusiastic about that?
Yes, but you should hide some of it.
How much of it?
I mean, 70%.
70%.
Yes.
So I should stand there going like, yeah, whatever. I make some food.
You should be the coolest guy in town.
the coolest guy in town.
Imagine a person who's selling loose cigarettes on the corner.
So
Imagine that guy.
So you can buy single cigarettes from him.
Right.
Right.
Which is not legal.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah. Already they like him.
So he's just standing on the corner and people pass him. He's like, want a cigarette? People are like, no. It's like, that's cool. I'm like, wow. He's so, he's so cool in his situation.
Right.
He's so, he has self-esteem and he has
Nothing to prove.
nothing to prove.
Yeah.
And-
Certainly not to the Marlboro Corporation.
Exactly.
Right.
Right? And then if you act like a cigarette salesman all the time while making food.
In every aspect of your life, you should be a cigarette salesman.
Yes. Like if you make the food and she's like, oh, it smells great. Yeah, it's good.
Whatever.
Yeah, like, oh, wow. He's so used to these good smells and like the great cooking that he doesn't impress him.
Right.
Which makes like her feel that, wow, he has access to this great dimension.
Wow.
I
So-
should be joining him.
Okay.
Yeah.
So-
it's like royalty, okay?
But wait a minute.
No, I can't actually wait because this is important. It's like royalty.
Right.
Royalty, they don't go walk around being enthusiastic,
Right.
and everybody looks up to them. Wow. You remember? I remember this one with Queen Elizabeth in England. She in England. I have to press it. Not the South American one.
Yeah.
Yeah, the English one.
Yeah.
She was known for not smiling.
Yeah.
She never smiles. She never smiles. And then once she actually smiled, and it was a big headline.
Wow.
And everybody might, oh my God, she smiled today.
Wow.
Big news story of the week. She smiled and she shook some commoner's hand. It was fantastic. You need to be royalty in your own kitchen.
Wow. Kitchen royalty.
Yes.
Now, is this because, wait a minute, but there must be some people out there who appreciate a lot of enthusiasm.
Yeah, idiots.
No, I listen. I like a lot of enthusiasm, so that can't be true.
Right.
Okay, what about this then? What about
Okay.
this? As a man, are you allowed to suggest, let's watch a romantic comedy? Like Sleepless in Seattle, You've Got Mail, When Harry Met Sally, or a Christmas movie.
But why would you?
I don't know.
Why?
But I like them.
You like Sleepless in Seattle?
Yes, I love it. Look, it's a harsh world out there. People with machetes are beheading people.
Yeah.
And like people are stealing money from the stock market. It's dark.
It is a dark world.
And then I just want to see
And
Tom.
then you hide in a Tom Hanks movie?
Yes. Not hide, but I want a little escape.
You want an escape from the machetes.
Hey,
while
listen.
watching Meg Ryan and Tom Hanks trying to get it
listen.
together.
You go have beers and gin tonics, right?
Yeah.
And I go have some Sleepless in Seattle.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
You said it's really nice and cozy. It's a nice little universe.
Listen.
Can Frank Sinatra suggest let's watch Sleepless in Seattle?
I mean, here's what I would say.
Right.
Okay. Here's where I'll meet you halfway. Here.
Okay. Compromise.
Okay. Here's a compromise.
Okay.
I think if she wants to watch that movie, and she will appreciate you joining her in that setting.
Right.
Sure. I mean, that's like you know, okay, I'll stop watching Terminator and Rambo for a second. And
I'm going to stop polishing my hand grenades for an hour.
I'll put my machine gun aside and watch this Tom Hanks movie with you.
You know, I was actually deactivating landmines tonight, but I'm going to come out of the garage.
I was putting out claymore mines around my property, but I'll join you on a Tom Hanks movie.
Okay, wait a minute. But if I suggest it, you're telling me that's wrong?
I don't think it's wrong, but you can suggest it to make her happy.
Okay.
You go, listen, I just finished the tank and I put a new turret on top of it.
Right.
I loaded it and it's ready to go. We're ready to attack.
And the neighbor's coming over with a bunch of meat.
Yeah, but if you want to watch that Tom Hanks movie where like she doesn't like him, but he likes her, and then it's like a cat and mouse game for a while, and then she like, oh yeah, I like you after all, and then
right,
that happens.
So
what I'm trying to say is that's a nice gesture,
right?
And to survive in this world, you have to make compromises. I'm sorry,
but you're saying a lot of this is sort of pinpointing toward be anyone but yourself.
Yes,
is that true? Or am I still myself, but it's toned down?
You are yourself, but you're much more controlled.
I thought you were going to say you are yourself, but you sell way more cigarettes.
Yeah, but you are yourself, but you're a completely different version.
Like a monk,
in a way.
Like Yoda.
Because a monk. He was a kid once. He grew up and then I don't know what to do with my life and stuff. And then he found the monastery and he became a monk. So it's like that, but this is like different. You are also a guy who finds a monastery, but you become a monk in your own life.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
So it's about meeting people halfway and making people happy enough that you are tolerable to be with.
Isn't it also about the enthusiasm is worth more if there's less of it?
Again, inflation is sadly a word that is used too much within capital.
So are you saying that if I come off as a guy who can't control my enthusiasm, then I wouldn't be the death machine she wants me to be in the zombie wars that are inevitable?
It's an inflationary scenario you're creating. You're creating inflation in everything you do, which then decreases its value.
But I mean, look, the house in itself is producing waffles 24/7. The whole house is already based on inflation. There was way too many waffles, yet everyone's eating them and loving them.
Yeah, but the point is this.
Waffle inflation house.
If you turn down the volume of waffle creation, then people will there will be a line to the waffle, right?
Yeah.
But if you're just throwing out waffles, people don't appreciate them.
Yeah.
It's about this. Listen, love is about inflation. Okay? Love inflation is dangerous.
And
if there's too much there's so much love, I don't have to work for it. You see what I'm getting at?
right.
If there's too much love, you don't have to do anything.
Yeah, but
They're going to love you anyway.
But what does love have to do with enthusiasm?
It's about keeping everything just toned down to a minimum. And it's like this. you know that there's a lot of diamonds in the world, right?
Yeah, there's way too many.
Way too many diamonds. And what do? The guys who do the diamond? Yes, they hide them.
Like gremlins.
Yes, they hide the diamonds in the bank deposits and stuff, right?
So basically, manipulate everyone you meet.
You got to manipulate the market.
Be anyone but yourself.
100%.
Tone it down.
You got to be 100% not yourself.
But listen, I get what you mean when you're way too loving, like, oh God, you're great, you're this, you're that. That makes no sense. Nobody's into that. But when it comes to food enthusiasm, I simply don't see how there could be a limit.
Yeah, okay, but listen.
Everyone loves to eat.
No, but it's about timing. Again, you can show enthusiasm, but if let's say you're like mad the whole day. Right? You're like a grumpy guy, and you're like, oh my God, everything. And then your favorite meal is on the table. And then you become enthusiastic. Then your enthusiasm is really appreciated.
Nice. Because I am great at being angry.
Fantastic.
I was driving a car downtown here recently, and there was a guy on an electric scooter.
Right.
Who came up, like he's on the right side of the road. So I figured, okay, I'm going to pull past this guy. And once again, like full of just estrogen coffees, this guy. So I pull past him, and he's just like driving this electric scooter like he's got a death wish. Like, he was the essence of everything that was wrong with the world, like with the Western world in 2025. Tolerance is amazing, like that kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, everything's diverse except opinions, like that kind of guy.
Right.
And you know, I hated him with my whole soul. And so I pull past him, and then suddenly the red light hits. But now he's intent on going past me again. So this guy's driving his electric scooter next to me, and his whole attitude was like, if you hit me and kill me, it's your fault. And I hated him so hard. And I went on a rampage rant of hate about how much this guy was just the problem to everything that exists in my life. And everyone involved in that situation thought it was quite funny. So
yeah, you had an audience.
Well, I did, because one time in Narcotics Anonymous, there was a woman who was quite traumatized. And I went on a rant about how much I just hated society. I think I used the word genocidal rage about 17 times in one 3-minute period of talking. And it was very harsh, and I was something about Idi Amin as my hero, and I get him now. Idi Amin wasn't a psychopath. He was just also a guy who quit smoking. You know, stuff like that, right? Standard stuff. Anyway, so afterwards...
Yeah, pretty standard.
Afterwards, this traumatized girl comes up to me, and she says, you know, I had a terrible childhood, and I'm actually terrified of angry people. But when you're angry, you're very, very funny.
Yeah.
And I thought, wow, that's great. You know, that people enjoy my Idi Amin genocidal rage material, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm no stranger to what you're talking about. But if I'm now being a good balance of very, very angry and enthusiastic about food, I've got the balance covered.
Balance is important.
Now, I'm no longer suggesting Sleepless in Seattle, because I'm assuming she's not a lesbian who wants another woman in her life.
Right.
Right?
Right.
And also, this is my wild card when I'm working on my turret. Right? So I took her to the movies a week ago, and it was a Stephen King movie called The Long Walk. And I didn't really know too much about it, but basically it's a bunch of children who are marched to death in a dystopian future. And the second they stop walking, they get executed by military personnel who are following them on the whole walk. Mm-hmm. So the whole movie was 37 children being executed through headshots.
Right.
And also, because they can never stop, they can't go to the bathroom. So they're like shitting themselves and peeing all over the place and getting shot.
You brought a woman to watch this movie?
Yes, the same woman from the Waffle House.
Right.
And she was quite appalled. And so here's my question to you. I mean, it's kind of manly, isn't it? But at the same time, what do you do in that situation? Do you abort, or do you stay true to ruining Christmas? You know?
Well, I think is just in that scenario, I would like give her the option. Do you want to watch more of it? Like give her the out.
Right.
Give her the option of pulling the shoot.
Right.
So you can do that. There was something I was about to say related to, but I forgot it. But anyway, it's about balance. It's about not creating inflation. You can be enthusiastic, but you can't be it all the time.
Right.
That's the problem, right? You have to like portion it out every now and then. You have to like portion out whatever it is. Anger, that you can do it. Put as much as you want to. Anger is free.
Anger is great.
Anger is great. You can be as angry as you want all the time.
Can never get enough.
Never enough. Like that's never enough.
They love it when you ruin Christmas.
Yes, but
Right.
and then like but if you keep the happiness contained in small doses and hand it out small rations.
Like war rations.
Yes, war rations.
Yeah. Like an orange, which is rare.
Again, it is a war zone. Love is war.
Right.
Because like in a war zone, there's like you can be killed by the enemy all the time. But then you open this chocolate bar and then you taste it. It's just like that is the taste of home and freedom and all of the good things in the world I'm willing to fight for. But then, okay, back to war, right? So you just because you can't just be eating chocolate all the time and then there's just a little bit war.
No.
You need a full-on war.
Now, why is it a war exactly? Who's killing who? Like, who's the enemy?
We're not sure yet. We're still working on the numbers.
We just know it's a war.
It's
zone.
a war. There's a lot of stuff going on.
Okay. What about this one? If you're in another city, right? Are you then allowed to rent electric scooters as a man? I mean,
That's a big one. That is a big one.
Isn't it though?
If you're in a different city, are you allowed to rent an electric scooter?
Right.
I mean, as long as you don't, do you know anyone in this town or?
No. I mean, look, let's say Amsterdam is an example, right?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, I would get a bicycle. I hate everything about the electric scooter.
Right.
I'm just trying to sort of gauge the landscape here.
Yeah.
If you're a guy and you say, hey, look, I got us some electric scooters, what does that say about you?
I mean, as long as if nobody knows you in that city and you put on your
So you're saying
hoodie.
You're saying it's wrong, but you won't. But no one will know.
I mean, if a tree falls in the wood and nobody's there, does it make a sound?
That's right. What about in your own city? How would it look if you got caught, quote unquote, riding an electric scooter? I mean, what would people think of you now? Again, if you're a straight man pursuing a woman, we're not talking about, if you're,
I remember once I was sitting at a cafe with some people, and then a woman was like standing outside a cafe, like whatever it was, like on the street. And she was looking at her phone. She was like dressed up a little bit, and she was like waiting for somebody, obviously trying to make a good impression, right? And then she was like looking at her phone and like looking around her. And then the guy came on not a scooter with two wheels, but like that electric thing with one wheel. He was standing like on the one wheel.
Oh, that little, like the moon boots kind of.
Yeah, like the one wheel.
Like a rollerblade with one wheel that 2 feet go on the thing, right?
Yes. So he came on that one.
Yeah.
And I could see the disappointment in this woman's eyes.
Wow.
Because she thought, well, I'm meeting a guy. He's probably normal, right? No, he brought his electric one-wheeler.
And it looked like a miniature version of the planet Saturn with the rings, right? And he's leaning
exactly.
forward, right?
And he was like, and then he came over to her, and then he stepped off it, and was like, hey. And then she was like, yeah, like, where? And he was like, I don't know, I don't go out much, obviously, because he has a one-wheeler, right? He's obviously working on his manifesto.
Yeah, in the forest.
In the forest, right?
Yeah.
He's gonna blow something up at some point.
He doesn't have Wi-Fi.
But he's not trying his luck with this woman. Obviously never going to work, but she's too polite, right? She doesn't say no.
Right.
She says, yeah, I mean, they sell coffee there. He's like, okay, we can go there. And then he was like carrying, like, it's not, It's heavy, right?
It's pretty heavy.
And he just was carrying his one wheeler.
Wow.
And like they sat down and she was just like, oh my God.
What was she thinking, you think?
Oh, I know exactly what she was thinking.
And what's that?
I need to end this as soon as possible.
Why though?
Because he didn't have the social intelligence to just walk with his legs.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
And that's another angry rant I had recently.
Right.
What was about the walking. It's like the one place where we still can burn calories, where everyone's morbidly obese, eating their stupid chicken fingers, and every people are on these goddamn electric scooters, you know?
Yeah, walking to a date is now the only place where we lose calories.
Yes. The only place left in society.
But the point is this.
Yes.
The point is this.
Don't have electric things.
He was probably good looking, right? Because she was swiping and like, oh, he looks great. And he was like, maybe, you know, I don't know, whatever, right? And then he had a nice jacket, I guess.
He looked sane.
He looked like this is a sane human being.
Yes.
And then the ultimate test is like, you know, face to face. And he just fails coming on his one wheeler.
Yeah, he compromised.
She just saw him. She saw the disappointment just coming closer and closer, faster than everyone.
Yeah.
You know, and then swinging in between people and avoiding children and dogs and stuff. And like, hi. And she's, oh my God. I can't, if he doesn't know that this is wrong,
Yeah.
this will never be.
That's right.
You know?
It's so good. And that takes me to my next question.
Right.
When is it okay for a man to cry?
In the shower. The only place.
And why is that?
Because then you can't even see yourself crying.
Well, here's the thing. Like, my answer to that would be, sure, it gets sad, but I mean, you know, what's the use of crying? I mean, what is that? What's to be gained here?
But if you're crying, and let's just hope you don't.
Hey, I'm not a crier. I don't do it. I'm a hot sauce guy.
You're a hot sauce guy, yeah?
But if I get sad, I just chug a hot sauce.
That's not a bad idea
And I
either.
move on.
You eat a hot curry, like a spicy Windaloo or something. And she's like, are you crying? No, it's just so hot. It's curry of mine. It's nothing about your like the person who passed away. No,
Look,
the curry.
I'm going to admit something to you right now.
All right.
I cry 2 places. Funerals, and not like an exaggerated thing. I hold back like a man.
Yeah, you should.
Of course. And I'm sort of like, you know, wiping it away. Like, don't look at me. This is wrong and we know it. You know, where's the nearest axe and wood I need to chop? Right? But the other one is Forrest Gump, where he stands on, like, he asked Jenny to marry him. And she says, you don't know what love is, Forrest. And then he goes out on the porch and he says, I may not be a smart man, but I do know what love is. And there's one other part. There's one other part of Forrest Gump too, where he sees his son and he asks Jenny, he's like, is he smart or is he like me? And that's when you know the whole movie. He knows. He knows he's got a low IQ. He knows, right? And that got me. So I think I cried more at that those 2 Forrest Gump moments than the funerals.
Right.
How bad is that? And to what extent do I need to cover it up?
Well, you need to cover it up.
Right.
First of all, okay?
Never be open about this stuff.
If you're going to watch a sad movie, which obviously affects you, right? You should watch it first without her and then watch it with her and then pretend that you never saw it before.
Right. So get hardened.
Yes. You know that kid is going to blow up, right?
Right.
You know that submarine is sinking.
Right.
You know that machine gun doesn't work when it needed to be working.
Yes.
You know that those Claymore mines were installed wrong, right?
I know.
You knew that parachute wasn't packed. Like, you know everything's going to happen in this movie.
Yeah.
Right?
And I'm stoic.
And you're like, wow, that's so sad. And she's like, oh my God, I can't believe the parachute didn't work. And you're like, yeah, I was surprised too.
Right.
Wink, wink.
Right. But
Because you already saw it.
But I am the essence of stability.
She now is like, wow, you're so strong. You don't cry. Men who don't cry, that's That's the
kind of man you can get chickens with.
that's the chicken guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a rock.
But
I bet that guy could handle 200 chickens.
right.
But the guy on the electric scooter can't even handle one,
exactly.
you know? And that's another thing. I genuinely think that if you want to look for a good woman, right? She's judging you on how many chickens can you handle? How much farm can you?
But I also have an invention
Okay.
which relates to crying.
Okay.
Okay. So, very often they use sunglasses, like they've shade sunglasses in a funeral, right? Like to hide their eyes,
Yes.
basically. Which I'm doing now. I'm crying most of this podcast. But you don't see that.
I assumed, yes.
So here's the idea. Behind those sunglasses, you have something that presses towards the underside of your eyes, like this. There's like something like this, which is formed, which is now pressed against your face, which is now of tissue material, Kleenex material.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you're in a funeral, you press those sunglasses on you, and then you start crying, and the Kleenex will just absorb the tears.
Is that something you've done?
No, but I'm gonna invent it.
Wow.
There's money to be made here,
There is.
and the sunglasses are called Big Boy.
Right. Because big boys,
Don't cry.
there it is. That's genius. And just, here's the thing, like, I feel that, I like to think of myself as an empathetic person. I have empathy for people. Hey, I've been through hard times. But at the end of the day, if I meet a new person and right away they're bombarding me with all these, problems or whatever, sure, I have empathy. But, at the end of the day, maybe it's not so ideal. There's subconscious things at play here, is what I'm saying. So can you please explain to me, what do women really want as opposed to what they say they want? Because I don't think that what they say is the real deal. Sure, the chickens, I'm sure they want that. Obviously a house full of waffles and goats and stuff like that, and people and create deranged Berkeley students with guns guarding the perimeter.
Yeah.
But when it comes to like the man, how do you keep the love alive for the next 60 years?
You need to be a challenge.
Be difficult.
Be difficult.
In what way?
You need to be something that turns out to be an accomplishment.
Go on.
Be that accomplishment for that person.
Go on.
Because if you then, as we've discussed in this podcast
In detail.
For about an hour now,
Yeah.
on a big screen somewhere,
Yes.
their minds are fried, I can guarantee you. They're probably brain dead at this moment.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
You have to be a challenge and somewhat of an accomplishment that was worth the while. Okay, so what do I mean? Well, it's like this. If you are rich, okay?
Yeah.
And you buy stock in a company that is growing and it's going like this is going places. The stock is up like 3,000% in 1 year, and it's gonna what a great product. It's the only one on the market, and nobody's close to creating something that you have. And you just like, wow, and you became really rich, right? But you were rich before, but you became really rich. Do you think that the person then that you're with is now impressed by what you've created?
You got lucky.
Got lucky. Yeah, he had the money and it was like, and it's all, and it came in at the right time.
Yeah.
But if you're a guy who's in your garage, the bills are coming in. The kids, they need braces. One of the kids needs adjustment stuff for their legs, like Forrest Gump. You're in your garage with your pals, creating something. You don't even have a name for it.
Yeah.
Right? And then you come into your wife and say, listen, we've now created a company. It's a company now, and we're gonna create, like, Yahoo.
Yeah.
Like, but we created something that we think is better, and it's gonna. We have really believe in this.
It's called Rubik's Cube.
And then they say, like, well, you know what? I'm so tired of you. Like, you go to work and you go into the garage and you're not creating something. I'm trying to keep this house going and the kids and the stuff. Like, what is this project of yours? What, does it even have a name? Like, yeah, it's called Google. It's like, Google?
Yeah.
What the hell is that shit?
Right.
There is already a search engine.
Right.
There is already a something.
Ask Jeeves.
Ask Jeeves, a great service. I ask Jeeves for everything.
Nobody needs
When you come home late, I ask Jeeves. He's there for me.
Yeah.
You're not.
There it is.
And if Jeeves is not answering me, I go on other platforms. Everyday.com.
Right.
I go to Yahoo even.
Right.
I even use Netscape.
Okay.
That's how bad this relationship is.
So you want-
I go to Netscape.
So you want her to be like really disappointed in you. That's a good starting point.
And he's like, listen, I think this is the big thing here.
Yeah.
And she's like, you know what? I'll hold on to this a little bit more. I'll do my end of I'll keep this ship afloat a little bit more. But you're really testing me here.
Right.
And then suddenly it becomes the biggest company in the world, and she's like, you know what? Worked out at the end. I stuck out. I held on to it, and that stock that she got from the early days is now worth trillions. And that accomplishment is way better than the guy who comes in already halfway and then just like skims the top there.
Wait a minute. What's the metaphor? Does that mean like get really fat and then she helps you lose weight?
Yes. That's the analogy.
It's exactly the same. 600 pounds.
Yes.
She helps you lose weight over the next 20 years.
That's your Google.
Come on. What's a real life Google? I mean, if you like, put it this way. If I come into a relationship and I'm drinking a bunch of Coke, right? And I'm like, yeah, whatever. And then the person goes like, please stop drinking Coke. You're going to get diabetes. And I'm like, whatever. That's just propaganda, right? I refuse to ever stop drinking Coke, right?
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
And then slowly but surely, I let myself be talked into quitting Coke
That's an accomplishment.
over the next 10 years.
What an accomplishment.
So what you're saying is it's 100% manipulation, never be authentic, never be genuine.
Exactly.
I think listen, I think it's great advice. And I think the people who listen to this and claim they haven't learned anything, well, guess what? They're not ready to learn.
They're not ready to learn, and maybe they're even incapable of learning.
I think so.
And obviously, truth is hard to follow sometimes, right?
You said to me once, life isn't for everyone. But I also think truth isn't for everyone.
It isn't for everyone because it stings sometimes.
It hurts.
It stings on the way down.
Yeah.
Okay? But, and also, as we've said earlier, if you don't think you're on the truth train.
No. Yeah. So the truth train, goes by every 5 minutes. And if you think hold on, wait a minute. What was that? It was a great line.
You're already on it.
Yeah. But the thing is, like, if you think, yeah. The truth train goes every 5 minutes. And if you think you missed it, you're already on it.
Exactly.
And I think we all know what that means.
We all know what that means.
We all know what that means. So listen.
Okay, we got to wrap up here, but
One last question.
okay.
And this is the big one. And I think everyone out there is wondering about this one, especially if you're a straight man trying to get married. If I, as a straight man trying to get a woman who wants to live in the countryside, if I buy a DeLorean from 1982 and I put that in my garage and I turn it into a time machine.
Yeah, like Back to the Future car.
Exactly the same. Is that something women respect? I mean,
that is...
I thought you were going to say the right one will. That's the test.
If you're a grown man
Yeah.
trying to cosplay in your garage with a car,
Yeah.
pretending that you're Marty McFly,
Yeah.
and then you have a friend who acts like the professor with a white crazy hair,
That's right.
and she's still married to you,
Yeah.
you should hang on to that woman like dear life.
Yeah. Yeah. Like for dear life. Yeah.
Yeah, for dear life.
You know, I've always had this fantasy, just to wrap it up here, that I would drive through town dressed like Marty McFly, and then I would get a friend of mine to dress like Doc Brown, and basically, like, I stop the car when there's tons of tourists downtown, right? And he goes, and then Doc screams at me. He goes, Marty, we got to get back. And then I go, back where? And he goes, back to the future. And then I turn on the stereo with huge speakers. Na, 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 na.
Yeah, and then you
Right?
start the car.
Yeah, I start the car, right? And then he goes like, wait a minute, we don't have enough road to get up to 88. And I go, roads? Where we're going, we don't need roads, right?
But that's the professor's line.
Whatever. But they're all taking pictures of us and going like, wow, these guys are great. And I'm like 57, you know?
It would be funny if the car didn't start. Yeah. It's the battery is a little bit flat.
Yeah.
Okay, people. I think you got it.
Yeah.
Now go out there and win. Bye.